Welcome to Thoroughbred Action at Gulfstream Park. Brian Nato with you, wishing everybody a happy Kentucky Derby Day. Championship meet connections all throughout the card over at Churchill Downs. We want to wish them the best of luck. But boy, do we have a big card for you here today at Gulfstream Park. 11 of them, 2 turf stakes, the Honey Ryder and the English Channel for the 3-year-olds. Let's send it upstairs to check announcer Pete Aiello for your course and your weather conditions.
The weather in Hallandale, it's partly cloudy. Temperatures in the mid-80s. We did have a brief rain shower before the start of racing. The main track is fast. The Tapeta track is fast. The turf course is firm. In race 1, that's 6 furlongs over the main track. Scratch number 2, Iron Shield. Racing at Gulfstream. Last in, first out, Miss Mitole gets the first call and goes hunting for a clear lead, and a clear lead she gets. She's 2 in front of the 2 favorites as area code 501 moves up on the outside second. Fluffy is beaten for speed while angling for a run, moving at the rail Cicatriz, and Nipsey is well back early. They race to the half-mile grounds. It's a loose lead for Miss Mitole and Jose Lopez at the half-mile grounds. On top by 2, area code 501 is second. It's a gap of 3 more to Cicatriz in third, 2 back to Fluffy, who steadily lost ground into fourth, and still well back to Nipsey. They round the far turn, they run to the top of the stretch, and area code 501 starts to get serious. Runs to the top of the stretch, widening on a 5-length lead. The others are trying to catch up as Miss Mitole drops back. Then it's Cicatriz. That's no good for Fluffy as she just took her path, and the jock had to slam on the brakes. On the outside, Nipsey for a slice. Area code 501 well on her way. Off the turn in the stretch drive, area code 501, 1/8 of a mile out with a 6-length head start over Nipsey, who tries to close ground. Nipsey is closing ground. Nipsey's got a shot here. Here comes Nipsey down the center. Area code 501 needs the wire. Nipsey getting to her. Nipsey, area code 501 in a win picture. That ended up too close to call. Area code 501 inside. Nipsey to the outside. Cicatriz third. Fluffy fourth. 114 and 4. And they're off. Good start for In Other Words. The favorite was fleet of foot off the mark from Divine Encounter, who moves to take her on. In fact, they're stacking up across the course. Windrush is on the far outside in the run to the half-mile point. It's In Other Words with inside position, taken on and passed by Lilybird. Lilybird to the top. Back to second now, Windrush up on the inside. In Other Words is third. Spicy Guacamole plots a wide course but gains ground into a joint fourth. A gap of 2 more to Divine Encounter and Moonshining. Another 2 back to Grand Golden Road, then Vanishing Wish. Our Fortune Cookie and Rue de Mazel Tov at the back. Spicy Guacamole making a blitz toward the lead. They reach the top of the stretch, a quarter of a mile from home. It's a confident Edgar Perez on Spicy Guacamole, who is in front off the turn and leads by 2.5. From the outside, it's now Windrush trying to get into second, but Spicy Guacamole, who has the lead from way out of it. Vanishing Wish is closing a ton of ground, but time ticking away. Spicy Guacamole with the winning move. Spicy Guacamole in front. Windrush was second, Vanishing Wish third, 4 In Other Words was fourth in 57 flat.
Jackie's Warrior quickly in front here by 2 lengths. Here comes Jackie's Warrior up the inside to take over the lead from Life is Good. And Jackie's Warrior remains undefeated here at Saratoga, and he wins an unprecedented Grade 1 stakes at the Spa for the 3rd straight season.
Any success that we've enjoyed is directly attributable to the men and women who first bring horses to us to sell. You got to have good product. If we're able to attract quality horses to our sale with quality men and women selling them, we're going to have good sales. Everything that we do is going to be to achieve success tomorrow by doing things right today. It's a commitment to get up and do the right thing every day in a consistent and a professional fashion, and that's a great recipe for success long term.
They're off. Good start for Deputy Tremont from the outside gate. Moving out the rail, Santal is on the go. Santal to shove ahead in front. In between horses, Principito, and up on the outside, Deputy Tremont. These three almost in line. First timer try to make sense, a bit flat-footed at the break. The two at the back spit the bit and great security. And the run to the half-mile point. It's a real scrum for the early advantage. Santal nurses a narrow lead over Principito, who's right alongside as they hit the turn. Deputy Tremont is into third while three wide. On from fourth, great security draws closer. Then to the outside, it's try to make sense. He just doesn't look comfortable right now, and the trailer is spit the bit. They run to the top of the stretch. Santal tries to get away. This big class dropper, Santal and Cipriano Gil, a quarter of a mile from home. Looking good here. They're on top by 2.5 with a big long stride. Off the turn and the stretch drive, the son of McKenzie, Santal on his way home with a 3-length lead. Second, Deputy Tremont from the back and spit the bit. They come past the 16th pole, and at 2-1, if you back Santal, you can go collect. Santal, gate 2, wire by 5 in the end. Great security was second, Deputy Tremont third, try to make sense fourth in 104-1. And they're off. Not a good start for not one less. It was a good start for the two favorites, Apocalyptic from the rail, and in the middle, Gulfstream, Mary D. And they head off for the early advantage. Loyalist comes away in a good spot from the top shelf. She's now third. Fourth at the inside is Full Exchange, then back to Starlight Luna. Moving on her outside is Perfect Connection ahead of Giddy Up Baby, and not one less is last. Around the first turn they go. Miguel Vasquez takes Apocalyptic in hand and angles to the flank of the new leader, Gulfstream, Mary D. Favorites 1-2 through a 24-1 opening quarter. Full Exchange is now third. Starlight Luna's at the rail in fourth. On from fifth, it's Perfect Connection in the yellow blinkers. Outside of her goes Loyalist. Two back to Giddy Up Baby, and not one less is last. They go to the half-mile point. The leader, Gulfstream, Mary D, and a nice rhythm on the top end for Jaramillo. At the half-mile mark, on top by a length and a quarter. Apocalyptic is second. Starlight Luna is third. Perfect Connection is raced into fifth now. Ahead of her is Full Exchange. Then it's a Loyalist and Giddy Up Baby, and not one less is last. Around the far turn they go, 47 seconds for a half-mile speed. It's Gulfstream, Mary D, on top by a length and a quarter. From the outside, it's Apocalyptic from the rail. Starlight Luna with a shot from there. She's now third, winding up from the back. Giddy Up Baby underway. She's in the blue colors, 5 wide, and they're on their way home. The leader, Gulfstream, Mary D, a quarter of a mile out, 2 on top. Apocalyptic is fighting for second. Starlight Luna and Giddy Up Baby are next. Final eighth of a mile. Gulfstream, Mary D, she has the lead, and she has the lead for real this time. Gulfstream, Mary D, in a maiden-breaking performance, wins by 3. Up for second, Giddy Up Baby. Back to third with Starlight Luna, then Perfect Connection in 135-1. And they're off. Good start for Julie's Legacy and a good start for Defended. They're the first two out. Away between horses, Cajun Fantasy won't be far away. Speeding through at the rail, Sonadora Girl's on the move. And a tightly grouped field in the run to the half-mile point. Sonadora Girl goes up inside to challenge for control with Cajun Fantasy and Julie's Legacy. These three almost in line. A gap of another 2 to a trio, including St. Olaf Rose and Smart Jenny. On their outside is Chaina. The early trailer is Defended. Around the far turn they go, and from out of the scrum, it's Julie's Legacy, who now leads. Chena with a bold bid on the outside. Yellow colors up into a challenging spot, trying to hang tough between Cajun Fantasy. That's all for Sonadora Girl. Underway from the back is Defended. She's making good progress. White cap far outside. 22 seconds flat for the opening quarter. Julie's Legacy, under confident Panici handling, turns first with work to do, but 2 lengths in front. From the outside, Defended as a big price, but charging up. 1/8 of a mile to go. Julie's Legacy trying to buckle down for another 1/8 of a mile, and on the outside, Defended runs at her. Defended starts to gain on Julie's Legacy. 16th to go. Julie's Legacy or Defended. Defended, Julie's Legacy and Defended. Julie's Legacy digs. Julie's Legacy holds. Julie's Legacy beat Defended in a good battle. They were well clear of the others, led by Chena and Smart Jenny. 12 flat. And they're off. Good start from the outside for Grand Scan, who tries to get over from between horses. Sticky McSchnickens is on the move early. Moving up on the inside, that's Sticky McSchnickens. And in the middle, here's Cajun Gold on the move. Away fourth and Hello Jello. A gap of 2 to Vekoen. A gap of 2 more to get in there. And the trailer is Trackster. And the run around the first turn. The leader, Cajun Gold, by a length and a half. Sticky McSchnickens second at the inside. Grand Scan on the outside of him. From fourth, it's Hello Jello. Getting there is drawn within 7 lengths of the lead, passing Vekoen. And Trackster is last. They reach the top of the stretch. They're a 1/4 of a mile from home. Cajun Gold confronted by race favorite Sticky McSchnickens, who's up to take the lead now. Off the turn and the stretch drive. It's Sticky. It's Sticky in front. Sticky McSchnickens by a length and a 1/4. Getting there. A late danger from between horses as dropping back is Cajun Gold. Final 16th of a mile, and baseball fans rejoice. Sticky McSchnickens has won it. Second getting there. Third Cajun Gold. Fourth was Grand Scan.
At the Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance, we believe in giving every thoroughbred a second chance.
And thanks to you, the owners, trainers, breeders, and every supporter, you've created a ripple effect of change that's helping these magnificent animals move on to new careers and safe, fulfilling lives after racing.
Every single donation, whether big or small, is contributing to a brighter future.
But this race is just beginning. Because of you, we have gained incredible momentum and we're ready for more.
They're off in the Preakness. And they're off.
Victor Espinoza with a lead by 6.
On the outside, they go on down to the finish. Affirmed and Ollie Dart. Here's the finish. Blue Sky Dive.
Royal Orbit is a rocket now.
She's simply above and beyond them.
Photo finish.
They're off in the Honey Ryder. Excellent start for Spirited Boss. Starship Impulsive got away in good shape. In fact, she wants to lead. Starship Impulsive goes to the early advantage. Its Witchcraft is now second at the rail. Spirited Boss, and in between horses, Special Aviator. On the far outside, it's Origami in front of Curlane. Just ahead of her is Annie Goodbody. In the run around the first turn, Starship Impulsive has rail position and the lead, but she's pushed along by its Witchcraft in the two-path second. Great early spot for the race favorite Spirited Boss, third at the inside while on a hold. And the two-pass Special Aviator is now racing in fourth, 2 in front of Origami. Then it's Annie Goodbody, and Curlane is last. They have less than 5 furlongs to run in the 2025 Honey Ryder Stakes. The leader, Starship Impulsive, in front by only half a length. Up on the outside, it's Witchcraft is second. Spirited Boss. Perez deciding whether he wants to make a backstretch move. He'll take back and race in third. Back to fourth in Special Aviator. Then it's Curlane and Origami, and Any Goodbody is last. They put on some speed in the second quarter. It's Witchcraft using hard on the inside horse, Starship Impulsive. Loose and charging now is Spirited Boss at the rail, Curlane. She's made good headway, and they're a quarter of a mile from the finish. From the outside, it sits Witchcraft. 3 wide, Spirited Boss trying to find under pressure, Starship Impulsive. Curlane is next. Off the turn and the stretch drive, an eighth of a mile remains. Starship Impulsive is very game. Spirited Boss runs at her from the outside. Final 16th of a mile. Reyes goes left-handed on Starship Impulsive, and that was a winning move. Starship Impulsive found more and wins the Honey Ryder by 2. Second, Spirited Body. Third was Curlane. Fourth was It's Witchcraft. He had 133 and 3. And they're off. Level beginning. Major King, one of the first to break the line. Moving up on the outside, it's forwardly put into play early. Down at the inside, Spitesburg Comete is not far away. Rain back to last is Bold Looker, and out in the middle is Looking at Roses just ahead of him. They chase the speed of Forwardly. Forwardly indeed off the main track run. He leads by a length and a quarter over Major King in second. Spitesburg Comete is an early third. Pirate Radio fourth behind a 23 and 4 opening quarter. Up to the outside, it's Looking at Roses. He's there fifth. Racing into sixth is Ringside with Bird Wildcat, and Rios and Bold Looker a long way last and already encouraged to keep up. As 2 of the favorites are under pressure already, they're strung out over a ton of ground here, and they're rolling up front. Forwardly tries to stretch out the field. He's at the half-mile point through a 46 and 2 half-mile speed. It's Forwardly by 2.5. Major King second, Spitesburg Comete third. Vasquez getting a response finally from Looking at Roses. He's up into fourth. In between horses, Ringside, then Pirate Radio. Winding up from the back, Bold Looker. He's got the fresh legs, and he's charging hard on the far outside. Less than a quarter of a mile to come. 5 wide, Bold Looker with a big blitzing move, and he takes over the lead. 3/4. 112 and 4, and Bold Looker looks to have it put away already. He's 3/16 from home and widening on Looking at Roses into second. Pirate Radio is now third. Bold Looker is 16th from the money. Looking at Roses tries to go get him again. Bold Looker trying to finish the job. Outside, it's Looking at Roses. Bold Looker looking at Roses. Bold Looker in front. Second is Looking at Roses. Third is Pirate Radio. They were a zip code clear of Major King, who's fourth, in 139 and 3. Fire off and running. In the middle, Minxie, quick off the blocks and poaches a length and a half lead in a hurry. Moving up on the outside, Lita tries to get into the flanking position from second. Chloe's Toy, she's down at the inside. Out in the middle is Fields of Green. In tight toward the inside, Motown Mika, together with Dove in Charge and Founders Day as they swing around the far turn. It's Minxie in front, but Lita gets exactly the spot she wants under Jaramillo, charging to challenge from second. Out 3 wide, it's Fields of Green third. Chloe's Toy with an inside lane fourth. Fairhope Curly is now fifth, and Founders Day at the rail, Motown Mika, and the trailer is Dove in Charge. They reach the top of the stretch. A quarter of a mile remains. Minxie still has the lead with a wall of pursuers. The rail opens for Chloe's Toy down the center, Fields of Green. Eighth of a mile to go. From the outside, Fields of Green. From between horses, Lita. These two kick on. Fields of Green roused forward by Miguel Vasquez, and in front at 8-5. Fields of Green wins. Lita second, Chloe's Toy third. Fourth was Fairhope Curly. 56-2. They're off. They're off. Far outside, Gervin Girl was quick into stride. Here's Royal Poppy, and moving up between, Sin for a Season's on the go. Sin for a Season to have a narrow advantage. Royal Poppy right alongside, and Gervin's Princess on the comeback try. She secures the rail. Out in the middle, Gervin Girl kept the distance behind the speed. Moving out the rail, that's Olga. She's drawn within 4 lengths of the lead, together with Alanis and Costa Amalfitana as they race to the half-mile grounds. It's Micah Husbands and Gervin's Princess who use that inside spot to take the lead into the far turn run. Second is Royal Poppy far outside. Here's a big sweeping move. It comes from Costa Amalfitana. She's moving now. She's a big late runner and is already up to challenge for control. Royal Poppy is toward the rail, and in between horses is Gervin Girl. Sin for a Season is next. Gervin's Princess drops back. So does a retreating run from Atlantis. Olga's underway while way very wide on the course. They reach the top of the stretch. On the outside, Costa Amalfitana doing battle with Gervin Girl, who quickened with her. They've gone 2 better than Sin for a Season. Then back at the inside, Royal Poppy. 1/8 of a mile to go. Gervin Girl, she's a price and in front. Olga is charging hard when she needs to. Jaramillo and Olga closing good ground. Here's Olga down the center, in front and going away. Close then for second, either Sin for a Season or Costa Amalfitana. Gervin Girl weakened late in 1:20-3. And runners away in the English Channel Stakes. Tank was quick to begin, so was Forge Steel, so the inside duo get acquainted. Up on their outside, Insubordination comes away in a good spot. He's up on the outside third. Saving ground is Baker Street, racing in tight between. Dream Scheme, also very in tight between, is I'm Due. Somehow got the 3 path, but he doesn't really want to be there. Back at the inside, Win with Faith, and outside it's Nemo. Around the first turn they go. Forge Steel works to a clear lead. He leads by a length and a half. Tank is second. Insubordination kept wide on the turn to race into third from Baker Street, who's fourth at the inside. A bit better to handle now as I'm Due from fifth, and Win with Faith. White blinkers 3 wide. Far outside Nemo, and the trailer is Dream Scheme. They went 24 seconds for the opening quarter. They have less than 5 furlongs to race. The leader is Edwin Gonzalez and Forge Steel to the far turn on top. In second is Tank. Outside in third is Insubordination. Having to work between horses is I'm Due. Baker Street is hustled through at the inside. Then it's Nemo. He's within 7 lengths of the lead as these top 2 start to put on some speed. 5/16 from home. Here's Tank to have a crack at Forge Steel. Tank up to the air in the float latch and now takes the lead. Forge Steel second. Insubordination Insubordination is third. Nemo is next. And they straighten for the drive. It's Tank on the outside. It's Ford Steele emboldened by the challenge and fighting back along the rail. Tank on the outside for a narrow lead. Ford Steele is second. Win with Faith and Nemo both closing ground. Win with Faith has a shot here at Tank. Tank needs the wire and finds it. Tank wins. Second was Win with Faith. Third was the favorite Ford Steele. Fourth, Nemo. Fifth, Insubordination. 133-1.
And that's a wrap on the 11-race Saturday card, but we are back on Sunday for 9 of them in the mandatory Rainbow 6. Kicks off in race number 4. That pool, provided it goes unhit, could be up to $3 million. We hope to see you out here at beautiful Gulfstream Park.